I started this camp about 9.5 years ago. I found the Watsons. They had a son, Andrew Watson, who was from and approached them about getting Andrew to be our manager, and been with us ever since. Andrew runs us out on the field every single game, and he runs back in with us, and he supports our guys. I wanted it to be about him. I wanted him to be the guy out in front instead of the guy behind. I wanted him to have the opportunity to catch the ball and get in the end zone.
When Coach Machado first took the position here at Valley Christian as the varsity football coach, he had heard about Andrew, and he asked if he might be interested in becoming his manager for his team. Andrew has a lot of athletic ability and loves the game of football, but he was always on the sidelines. And Coach Machado felt like it was time that Andrew and other young men like Andrew had an opportunity to actually be on the field.
This right here is Mike Machado and the Watsons. They put this together. And Mike Machado, in terms of the adaptive PE and everything, he's the guy that started the whole process of learning how to coach the correct way, looking out for the safeguards.
When you see the camp the way it exists today is vastly different from the way it was when we started 9 years ago. We started the camp with 11 football players and did things on a much smaller scale. It's grown over the years, and of course now, and every year we added different dimensions and more people became involved.
You don't just throw one of these together. There's a lot of work that's involved, and Mike did all that legwork. So really, for the rest of us, we just come in, and he's nice enough to let us be a part of it.
It's just one of those ideas that we thought, okay, let's give it a try. But once we got into it and we seen really the effect that it was having on not just the campers, but the other guys, the buddies and things like that, it really took effect.
My son's been in the camp all but 1 year, the first year. He loves it. He looks forward to it every year. He likes the camaraderie. He loves the cheerleaders. You know, he's 19, so that makes sense.
This is our second year. Last year we brought our grandson, Nick Allen, and it was his rookie year. Originally, when he came, he didn't really know what it was about. In fact, when his friend Brandon Gruber got the ball and was running, they were on opposing teams. Nick wanted to run with Brandon instead of tagging him.
This is our 7th year to come up here for football camp for the Stars. This camp for me is very important because of the pleasure and the joy that my son gets out of it. Everything he learns from all of the professionals and the buddies and everyone here is just, he treasures all year.
I'd heard about it a few years ago when my son was 12, but then he was really tiny and small, and all of a sudden he just kind of turned 15 and got big and started tackling me, so I thought, it's time to go to football camp. It's a wonderful opportunity to be surrounded by all these other campers, but also the team from Valley Christian High School that are there to support them. I think my son's really enjoying that relationship.
The camaraderie from his buddy that he gets, the interactions, the skills that he learns. He's a real football fan and a real football player. And his enjoyment when he watches the games on TV, no matter who's playing, he understands it better. He enjoys it much more now, and it's something we put on the calendar and he looks forward to all year, and so do I.
He's learned how to cooperate. He's learned that the world is bigger than just his little world at school. I think the principle of being physically fit has sunk in really well.
I don't have to worry about him. He can just go out there and have a good time. He makes great buddies. In fact, his first buddy when he came to camp is graduating from Texas A&M this coming fall, and they still are really close. I mean, they text each other and they talk and FaceTime and all those things. So the buddy system that they have set up here really makes a huge impact.
Our football players are the buddies for every single player. The buddy is the support to be their partner in this thing.
I like the buddy program. The kids interact with those buddies like they're their best friends. And the buddies hate to see them leave, actually, because they get so close to them.
These guys are wonderful role models. They show interest. They're genuine in their interest.
So I'm a buddy to the Down syndrome athletes, and we take them for 2 days, and so basically we hang out with them, we get to know them, and get to play football with them and teach them more about the game of football.
The idea behind it is they develop relationships off the field. These guys get to be a part of something with kids that they would normally cross the street when they see them. So now they have an avenue where they can learn about these kids.
I think the buddy gets a better understanding that Sean is just like any other typical person in their 20s, young man that loves sports and that just wants to have friends and has great friends and just a regular guy.
The buddy, they get a new perspective on the world. Our guys, they don't judge anyone. They just love you, they take you at face value, their emotions, they wear them on the sleeves.
I learned that they're very special people, and if you get to know them, I mean, they can really influence your life greatly, and just really fun to be around and just great, always positive energy around them, and it's just a joy to be around, especially this guy right here.
My son, he tends to be kind of shy and quiet, and they partnered him with a more mature student and who seems to really get him. Samuel's speech is also difficult to understand, but this guy knew just what he wanted to eat for lunch, and Samuel really doesn't want me around. He's managing quite fine without me.
They feel like the stars of the camp. The stars at our football camp are not the professional athletes that come out. They're not the big-time coaches. They're the athletes with Down syndrome that are the football players. They're the stars of this camp.
They're terrific. They're good athletes. And I don't think they've ever gotten the credit for that. And so that's what a big part of this was for, to allow people to see that not only do they love the game of football, but they're fully capable of participating in the game of football.
He really enjoyed being able to be independent with a friend. And again, with his disabilities, he's used to having a parent kind of hovering around. But as a 15-year-old, he doesn't really want to have a parent hovering around. So I think he's really enjoyed having this big guy at his side and showing him the moves.
Teamwork, respecting and understanding the rules of the game, and just the skills that he has learned and what he'll show me throughout the year. He'll show me what he has learned as far as how to handle the football and how to run the drills.
I believe he's getting great joy of his favorite team. He's a 49er fan, and just the experience to be around other peers and just having a great time.
Oh, I think he's taking away a lot of friendships this year. Last year I'd ask him, who did you meet? And he couldn't remember the names. I don't know, he'd say. So this year we focused on, if you meet somebody, get their name so you can contact with them afterwards.
He has learned so much. He shares everything with the boys out there, and he has lots of friends, and it's really nice. It's really nice.
For the campers, the biggest benefit, I think, is one, getting up here and going through the football drills, because there's nothing like this in the world, these kids with Down syndrome. Two, I think, is the benefit is the relationships that they develop with their campers as well is huge. And them getting to score touchdowns, do touchdown dances, come out, have nicknames, things like that, I think they like that.
Oh, I believe he's going to have great memories for his lifetime. To know that he came to this camp and had a great time and played a sport he loves to do and share with all of his friends, new friends that he's made.
I watched him the first time he tried to tackle. He tried to do it with like one finger and push the guy over, and then I just watched him do these little moves and then take out the tackling dummy.
Parents get to see their kids talk about something all year. We got kids working out, losing weight just for this camp. Kids really looking forward to it, and the parents getting headaches about the camp being such so far away.
I get the satisfaction of knowing that there's an opportunity that should have been had long ago that's finally getting a chance to happen.
I love the coaches. Yes, they're very, very, and they're so good with the kids. They're loving, and they go up to every single one of them and talk to them, and it's pretty cool.
The coach is fabulous. He's given so much love to my son and all the other players. I've noticed that since yesterday. He's just a great, great coach.
You couldn't ask for better people. The coaches are great. They have big hearts and they care about our athletes, and it's just an undeniable great experience.
They're great. They're so encouraging. I haven't seen them get flustered, or they're addressing the guys like they're a group of guys, and I think Samuel's really enjoying that.
I've had parents coming up to me with tears in their eyes, just saying what a special weekend it would be. And I know we hear from our young men all year round that they are excited about it. They talk about it all the time.
Coach Machado had this in his heart, 10 years before it ever happened. And Pam Watson, those two really need just to be recognized for, they stepped out way above and have started something I think you're just going to see grow. So just a thank you to them. It's really incredible.
They do a fantastic job. It's amazing what they do.
Well, I just appreciate all the effort the community, the school community has put into creating this opportunity. It's really, again, it's really remarkable.
We sent them a video at Christmas time of the camp. And we had one young man that played it every single day, all year long, and anybody that came in the house, that's the first thing they had to do, they had to see the video.
I feel it makes me appreciate the fact that so many people care about this game, not only high school players, but people like Andrew that they live for this camp, and I think it's the biggest game all year, every year. Even it's bigger than any high school game. I mean, they're so passionate about it, and it's just so much energy, and it's a lot of fun, and I look forward to it every year.
I think we have everything we're here that we need, the right people here to do the camp for the right reason.
You want to talk about competitiveness, but you also want to talk about teamwork. You want to talk about compassion. You want to talk about love and friendship. To me, this is sport at its purest form.
Anybody that just wants to have just a marvelous experience, come to the camp next year. I know you can get all the information from the Machados at the restaurant, and we'd love to have a lot of spectators come out and just cheer our guys on, and I can guarantee they'll walk away being very glad that they came.
Everybody thinks that we all come out here to help the campers and support the campers and give the campers something. Okay, the secret to this whole thing is the campers are the ones that give to everybody else. Okay, everybody around the boys playing football gain way more than the boys playing.